Constantly varied workouts or always the same workout? My guess is you probably fall into one of those two camps. But what if I was to tell you that neither of those is the best way for getting the most optimal results? If you don't know who I am, I'm Randy, and I made this YouTube channel because I used to be so depressed and burnt out that I actually was hospitalized. But I then turned it around and I became a fit, healthy, confident, and successful entrepreneur who now helps other people get through their own ruts and actually take the straight line path to reaching the body and the life of their dreams without having to try and figure it out themselves. So which is it? Are we aiming for muscle confusion and always changing it up on ourselves? Or should we stick to a workout that we really like, that we want to keep going and progressing with forever? Well, I'm about to tell you about that. However, first, I think you should do me a favor and hit that like button. Don't forget, if you want to subscribe and get notified by hitting the bell. That way, every time I post a video, you'll find out about it. Okay, let's talk about the pros and the cons of both of these styles of workouts, and then maybe address another style that could possibly outweigh both of those in terms of the pros and the benefits that you can get from it. The pros of a workout that's always changing and always varied? Well, this one's obvious. You're never gonna get bored. That's a wonderful benefit. If you're constantly engaged and always wondering what's coming on next, well, basically you're sitting at the edge of your seat, thrilled and excited about what you're doing. That's great. Also, you're going to be always pushing your body to a great extent, right? So that makes you really feel like you're getting a great workout. Another thing though, is you're gonna always be sore. Now, reality is this isn't a great indicator of a good solid workout program. However, the benefit to that is you definitely know you did something yesterday and you accomplished a lot, you pushed your body, and there's really something to be said about that. So these are wonderful pros. Now, let's talk about the pros to a consistent workout that never really changes. So this one's also obvious in that you're going to develop mastery. Not only are you going to remember the exercises, how to do them, but the recruitment of the motor neurons will be more efficient. This is good. In other words, this is that saying you've probably heard a million times, that muscles have memory. Your muscles will perform the exercise correctly after enough repetition of it so that no matter how challenging the exercise gets, you'll do it properly. This is a great thing. So now let's talk about the disadvantages of both styles, starting with the disadvantages of the workout that's always changing. So something to consider here is that if you're always changing your workouts and pushing your body to the extreme, you are taxing your body's energy systems, and this, done consistently without ample fuel, can result in overtraining syndrome, especially if you haven't progressed gradually. So overtraining syndrome is something you want to avoid at all costs. This will make you very, very sick. Let's just not go down that road. All right, another thing that is kind of not a great thing about always changing workouts is that you're always sore. While that makes you feel like you've done something, you've really pushed your body, which is good, it also is uncomfortable and it may discourage you from partaking in other physical activity, other social gatherings, other parts of your life that you should probably not skip out on. So if you have to sit down on the toilet by bracing yourself with your arms and lowering yourself gradually, that's not a good thing, okay? You're actually on the verge of muscle strain, so that's not good. The other thing is that you may actually elevate your cortisol levels when you are constantly changing your workouts and pushing your body to the extreme always. This isn't good either because you can be more stressed, things can start breaking down, again, kind of leading into that overtraining type of a category. So since you just heard those disadvantages, you might think, well, it's obvious the other way is the best way, right? Well, not so fast. I'm gonna talk to you about some of the disadvantages of a constant, never changing workout as well. So think about this. You have to do your workouts, right? And if it gets boring because it's the same thing always, are you likely to keep going? Well, maybe, maybe not. But that's just one thing to consider and make sure that you watch out for. Okay, you don't want it to be so boring and so monotonous that you just can't fathom bringing yourself to do another one. Another thing is that you can actually strain a muscle just like the other style of training. You can push a muscle too far if you just overwork it. You're constantly beating on the same muscle or adding just too much volume to that one particular movement, and then other stabilizer muscles or other nearby muscles that assist may actually not be up to par. In other words, you could be developing a muscular imbalance by doing the same thing always and not varying the muscles that you're working or the directions that you're pushing or pulling in. So that can also lead to muscle injury. Not good things, right? So what's this third option or this middle ground? Well, it's a combination of the two. You see, the best way to go, in my opinion, is that you're gonna take consistency and you're gonna implement it over a short period of time. In other words, you're gonna put it into a phase of this workout for 4 to 6 weeks. And then you're gonna start a new phase of a new workout. So what are the pros to this style? Well, it allows you to start light and basically rest your energy systems, rest your muscles so that you don't strain your muscles or you don't overtrain your energy systems. And then you're gonna prep those muscles for the hard work that's to come. What happens is you're gonna start implementing progressive resistance until you get to a point of where you can actually employ overloading. Overloading is the magic. This is how you get the greatest hormonal and muscular adaptations so that you get the results that you want and you never plateau. And a key to this is that you don't stay in overloading or the highest level that you could possibly attain. Instead, you then start over with a new phase, scaling it back again. This is what allows your body to rest, your muscles to rest, and then you get to do it all over again, focusing on new movements, new energy system work, new combinations of exercises, new variations, and other ways to challenge your body and your muscles. And over the course of a year, or even 6 months for that matter, you're gonna vary your energy systems and vary your muscles that you're working so much that you will not be stuck in a muscle imbalance and you will not be bored out of your mind, but instead you're going to bust through any plateau that you've been faced with and you're gonna keep progressing over and over forever. This is a win. Now, what are the cons to this style of periodization or programming? Well, it does require you to have some knowledge about how to program a workout properly and safely, and it does take some higher level at understanding of how this stuff works. So you should consult with a professional, a fitness professional, to design a solid program for you. But the good news is that's why people like me exist. We have programs, I have something for you, you will benefit from it. So there you go. If you want to find out more about that, I encourage you to dive in, dig deeper into my stuff. But first, let's bring it around full circle so that you understand what we just went through and it solidifies with you. You may have been in this camp or that camp, and hopefully at this point you now understand why that's probably not a good idea. Instead, you're gonna be somewhere in the middle, which is phases. You're gonna go ahead and stick with a workout for about 4 to 6 weeks, and then move to another workout for about 4 to 6 weeks, and another one, so on and so forth, so that you develop the mastery. You actually can progress and adapt with these workouts very quickly, but not being so monotonous that you burn out mentally, or so that you don't overtrain those muscles doing the same thing forevermore or developing a muscle imbalance. So that, my friends, is how to progress your workouts appropriately rather than always changing or always sticking to the same workout. Now, if you found that helpful, if you thought it was beneficial, please do me a favor, just hit that like button real quick. Or if you think that maybe I might be able to inform you on some other things down the road, you like hearing my voice, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell so you get some notifications coming your way every time I make a video. All right, and if you think that somebody might find some benefit from this, do me a favor, just hit the share button and send it to them.